Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you a future and a hope.
I'm here to share about the testimony, what the Lord taught us in our life about the harvest offering that a pastor challenged us to do. He asked us to pray, fast, and seek what the Lord would have us to give. And we did that, and we came up with a figure that my wife and I both agreed was what the Lord would have us to give. So all was well as we were preparing for that time. We had months to prepare to get the money and have it together. But I came up with the idea that if I just paid the bills ahead for about a month, we could just take a couple paychecks and utilize those paychecks when the harvest offering time came, because I wouldn't have any bills to pay. The Lord had another plan. God challenged us in the fact that we are commercial truck drivers, and my wife and I, and our truck broke down several times, and we were basically in and out of work for several weeks before the time for the harvest offering. When it came the week before the harvest offering, which would be the paycheck I would get Friday before harvest offering, I didn't get to work any. My wife worked some, and our paycheck was minimal for the last several weeks, and the math did not add up to what the harvest offering was. So the emotions that hit me right then was, oh my, I guess I'll do an IOU or something and pay it later when things get back to normal. And the pastor preached a message the week before the harvest offering. I was sitting listening to the pastor do his message, thinking about how I didn't have the money and at the time to give it a harvest offering, and due to our circumstances, I didn't think. And I thought, I'll just make an IOU and put it into plate that Sunday and pay it later when I get back to work on regular schedule. However, in the middle of his message, he makes a passing comment about some people think they can just give IOUs to God. And the Holy Spirit convicted me right then and said, Tom, you're not going to give me an IOU on this. You're going to trust me past your circumstances. So I was challenged. Ironically, my life verse is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. I'm challenged by that life verse many times, as I was at this time. However, we felt like we'd do what we had to do with what little money we had and what we had put back in an emergency fund, and we would just trust the Lord to provide after the fact. So we came to harvest offering. I went to the pastor that week before, confessed my lack of faith, trusted the Lord, and wanted to be obedient. So we came to give the amount of offering God had put on our heart. We've come to the point in our lives where we understand that it's an act of obedience, and we were just tested on our faith of obedience. So we gave, went into work on Monday. Corporate calls and tells me, Tom, we're going to pay you a breakdown pay that we normally don't pay, and there's going to be in your paycheck so many hours of work. That Friday, when our paycheck was deposited directly into our account, my wife took a look at it and she said, you are not going to believe this.
We were driving down the road when we found out how much had been deposited into our checking account, and I looked at Tom and I told him the amount, and we just both kind of looked at each other, and it was the exact amount to the penny of the harvest offering that we had given. And it's just like, we just started praising, we started weeping, and we were just giving Him all the glory and all the honor, and we were just in awe of His glory.
So I challenge anybody that gets to hear and see this today that if you will trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge Him, He'll make your path straight. My name is Tom Witherspoon.
I'm Paula Witherspoon.
We're stepping up.